Hello, hola, mi nombre es Pilar Pintagro, my name is Pilar, and this is my podcast, the first chapter of my podcast, Between Two Worlds, or Entre Dos Mundos, and let me introduce myself. I am an ENL teacher, but also I am an immigrant. I came to this country from Peru in 2013, so it means I'm in this country for 13 years already, but I have a lot of experiences that I would like to share with you. This podcast will be a very personal thing for me because I will be expressing to you all the things that I passed through to being here, all my long trip to be an ENL teacher. So I was born in Lima, Peru. My father was an engineer. My mom was a doctor and a pharmacist. And there I used to be a journalist and also a Peruvian literature teacher, which I love that job. But one day I met my husband and here in Buffalo, and then we were communicating to each other by phone or by messages and emails because it was 2013, remember? And one day he proposed, so I decided to leave everything and came here to the United States. So I came here with some dreams, like to have a family, to have a future, but I was not sure yet how everything will be. Of course, I was here in the United States before, in New York City, or in Miami, or in San Antonio, Texas, where I have a sister, but I never imagined to live in a small town like I'm living. Let me tell you, I live in Jamestown, New York, which is a really small town, 1 hour and a half from Buffalo, so it's kind of complicated. I remember when my husband used to tell me, you need to learn how to drive here. And I say, yeah, sure. Because I was living before in Miami, San Antonio, or New York City. So there is public transportation to everywhere. But here in Jamestown, they're not. So I had to learn how to drive. But the most hard thing for me was the change from one language to another, from one day, because one day I was speaking Spanish in Peru, and the next day I was in the United States, in Jamestown, New York, where almost nobody spoke to me in Spanish, so it was kind of confusing and kind of problematic. But anyway, starting in this new country is not easy. It's not just learning a new language. You need to learn a new culture, a new way to see the things, new weather. I come from Lima, next to the beach in the ocean. So imagine arriving to Jamestown, New York, full of snow all the time. So there were times where I was scared where I would put all the snow. And I was never exposed to that cold in my life. Also being exposed to a new culture, that seems to be sometimes very cold, that is not very welcome to immigrants, something that I've never seen before. For example, it happens if you visit for example, if you're from the United States or from Europe or from any part of the world, and you go to visit anybody in South America or Central America, the people welcome the immigrants. But here was so hard for me to be received as a person. I passed through a lot of stuff, a lot of discrimination and racism here. But anyway, everything feels different. I've never been in stores like Walmart or Wegmans before, so I need to learn how to go to those stores, how to operate inside of the stores. And other thing that happened to me was, for example, when I had to buy anything, I immediately convert the prices of, for example, salt. Salt can cost $1. I was changing to Peruvian soles, to my Peruvian coin, and I was thinking, it's so expensive. And it took me a few weeks to adapt to the new prices, to new everything. Everything is overwhelming. let me tell you, for me is continue being overwhelming, everything here. The process was not very, very, very nice. People here do not talk too much also. Or other thing that happened to me is that some people here say, "Oh, I will call you tomorrow to talk. I will call you to see if we can go out one day," and they never call you. So it's something like, or in the hallways here, for example, in the schools or anywhere, people say, "Hi, how are you?" and they keep walking. It's something like, well, it's like, why you ask me how I am if you don't want to know? It's like, it's just they keep walking and don't say anything, right? Other thing that happened to me is I didn't understand jokes because they were jokes about this culture, these things, about actors and movies and things that I've never seen in my life. Or maybe the people, they have their life here, so they know people here and they make jokes, and I was like feeling like an alien. Not okay, I'm an alien, but like an alien, like E.T. because I was never part of the culture or the jokes or everything. And that's it. So that makes me for a long time, even now, to be quiet in a lot of occasions because I don't know what to say, how to react, and I don't know too much people. And that's something that I see in my students, that they become silence, that is the silence part. But yeah, that's why I have a lot of patience with my students. And how I become a teacher. I became a teacher because I used to work as a mental health interpreter. So I listened to a lot of moms saying, I wish there is a Hispanic teacher in the schools, and there were no Hispanic teachers in the schools. So I decided to start to work as a paraprofessional. And I was working as a para like for 6 years. But then I decide, okay, I saw a lot of things that were not okay. So I say, okay, now it's my time to be a teacher, so I can help better my students. So I finished the master in science of education and the master on TESOL in order to be a certificate teacher. I have my certification as a teacher. So that's why I'm working here in the high school with immigrant students, which is the most important thing in my life. I love it. I guess it's important that the students, sometimes they have a teacher that is an immigrant as they are, because you can understand better all the things they are passing through. There is just not that one day they change from, for example, Swahili to English, or French to English, or Portuguese to English. And the only communication they have is with their parents. And maybe they didn't want to leave their houses. They miss their families, their friends, their boyfriend or girlfriend. And I can tell them, I miss my family too. I miss my country. I miss my food. I miss my just walking around the streets. I miss to spend Christmas in my country. And we talk about these things. We have a lot of things in common because of that. There's something else I can see and I can know is that at the beginning when you arrive to the country, well, it didn't happen to me, but I know that a lot of people, when they arrive here, they start to live in the house of a cousin, of some family members, and they have to live in the couches, and they have to eat the food that the family prepares. So it's not their house, it's not their things. And sometimes the students come to school and they didn't finish, for example, some assignments or some things. And I can understand that they don't have their own place where to study, or in the house where they are living, they don't have internet and a lot of stuff. I have a lot of patience with them. And also I understand their silence. I understand the loneliness they feel, and how they are between two worlds, exactly like the name of this podcast, because their bodies are here, but their minds and their hearts are still in their own countries. And they are between two worlds, and now they have to adjust to a new school, new friends, new family members, new everything. So it's kind of complicated. If you are listening or watching this, I want to let you know that look at me. I'm 13 years here in this country, and I still do not adjust very well, and it's hard. But you can do it, and I know the loneliness can be sometimes so heavy and so difficult. The loneliness is really hard, but you must focus in what is your goal? What did you want for your family? And it's just a phase until you get adjust. And the good thing is that maybe you move with your family here, with your husband and your sister or brother. You have somebody. I move here by myself, so I don't have anybody here. So it's very complicated right now. So so it takes time to adjust, but be patient. One day you will get it. Be patient with yourself and communicate with your family members. What I do is all the time I try to use WhatsApp and things like that. Anyway, but if you're a teacher and you're watching this, let me tell you that behind each student there is a story that deserves to be heard. There is a story that deserves to be told. So, deserve to be told? Tell. I don't know. Anyway, there are a lot of things I can talk in this podcast, but I want just to let the people know that being an immigrant is a hard process. Being an immigrant is very sad sometimes, but try to find other immigrants as you are, and try to make friends, and try to talk about what are your feelings, and you will see that there are more immigrants feeling the same things like you do. So that's all, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. As you can see, I'm a teacher, ENL teacher, and I am sure you see that I made a lot of mistakes while I'm talking right now. But I was able to finish 2 master's degrees in English without ChatGPT. Yes. So, and I have right now. I work here with the students, immigrant students, and I help them, and I help them their families, and that's my main goal: help those kids and be here for them. Well, that's all for hoy. That's all for hoy. Imagine I'm mixing Spanish and English. That's all for today. I will try that in the future. I can have people that I can interview. Right now, this is the first chapter, and thank you for being here. This is my my office. I have a little bit of everything. I have the flags of my students there. I have a student from Argentina, United States, Peru, my flag, Korea, and also the one from Puerto Rico is behind this Berenstain Bear. And this is a horse for the Chinese New Year. My Chinese student give us that. So thank you so much. Be patient and be brave, and you are not alone. See you in the next chapter. Bye.